Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am Mrs. Fozia Afzal. Today the topic of this video lecture is phrasal verb and its usage. The learning outcomes of today's lecture are that at the end of this video lecture you must be able to get familiar with the phrasal verbs. You must be able to know their significance in language expression and to use the phrasal verbs in sentences of your own. But before that, we move on towards our topic. Let's have a look on some of these expressions that we use in our daily lives. See this first sentence. My uncle came to see me yesterday. My uncle called on me yesterday. Now these are two sentences, but these have the same sense. Like that, my uncle paid a visit to me. But don't you think that this second sentence, where this phrase has been used, is looking more impressive? Now likewise, you see this sentence. Parents raise their children with love and care. Here we'll replace this word raise into this phrase. Parents bring up their children with love and care. Now here you can also see that again this phrase has made this sentence more beautiful and impressive. Next, she belongs to a noble family. This sentence can also be expressed like this. She comes of a noble family. Again here this phrase comes of has made this sentence more eloquent. See this sentence, the villagers were trying to extinguish the fire. This sentence can also be said like this, the villagers were trying to put out the fire. Now isn't it this second sentence more fluent and eloquent than the first one? Just by using this phrase, to put out. Now again, see, yesterday I met my old friend by chance in the market. This sentence can be summed up like this. Yesterday I came across my old friend in the market. Now this second expression, which is replaced by came across, is more eloquent and more inspiring than the former. The thieves entered his house at midnight and stole away his valuables. So this is a long sentence that can also be summed up like this. The thieves broke into his house at midnight. So again you can see that the use of this phrase broke into has made this sentence more compact and more inspiring than the first one. So students, here you will see that all these phrases which are in red, these are called phrasal verbs, and from here you can easily get it that how the use of phrasal verbs have made all these expressions more beautiful. We can easily assert from these examples that the use of phrasal verbs make our written and spoken expression more impressive and more inspiring and eloquent. So now we'll know that what are basically the phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is a combination of words like a verb, a preposition, or an adverb that when used together it usually take on a different meaning to that of the original verb. So this is the thing, that they change their meaning. The verb changes its meaning when it is combined with a preposition or an adverb. In other words, we can say that a verb which is followed by an adverb or a preposition which convey a figurative meaning and it is used in idiomatic sense rather than giving a literal meaning is called a phrasal verb. So you will keep into your mind that when a verb is used in a phrasal verb, it changes its meaning and it is not taken into a literal meaning, and it gives a figurative sense, and it gives an idiomatic sense rather than giving a literal meaning. So students, you know that we can categorize phrasal verbs in so many ways, but here at this stage you just need to know two kinds of phrasal verbs, and that are transitive and intransitive phrasal verbs that you are already familiar with as you do your transitive and intransitive verbs. So what are transitive phrasal verbs? Transitive phrasal verbs, like the ordinary verb, they have direct object, but again they have their subkinds, separable or inseparable. It just means that separable means that they can be separated by their object sometimes, like turn it off. Now you see that it is an object, and it has separated this phrasal verb. Turn off, it has separated it. Again, turn off the TV. Here it is not separated, but it can be separated, so this is called separable. Inseparable means that these phrasal verbs cannot be separated by their object, like I look after him, he called off the meeting. Now we can't say like this, that I look him after. We cannot separate it. Again, we can't say this, he called the meeting off. No, because these are inseparable, can't be separated. Now second kind of phrasal verbs is intransitive phrasal verbs, and like the ordinary verbs, they do not have any direct object. I get up at 6 o'clock. And second example, the thieves broke into the house. So students, let's have a look at how an ordinary verb changes its meanings and gives various shades of meanings when it is used along with the other prepositions or adverbs. So see this, look ahead. Ahead, you know that it is an adverb. So how it will change its meanings? Look ahead means to think about future. It is used like this, the past is past, let us look ahead. Look through, to examine or to read quickly. Sentence, he looked through his notes before the lecture. Again, if this look is used with for, look for, to search for something. You must look for hotels elsewhere. Look in. Look in means to pay a short visit. You will look in and stay here. When look is used with forward, look forward to means to look for the future, something that is going to happen in future, something that is going to happen in future. Like he had worked hard and was looking forward to his retirement. Look on, to watch something happen without looking part in it. Look on the bright side, no one was badly hurt. So, look back. Look back means to think about the past. So it is not a good habit to look back. Means that it is not a good habit to just think about the past. Always look ahead. Look after, it is a very common phrasal verb. To take care of somebody, something. He is not competent to look after young children. Now again, let's see that how this verb make changes its meanings when it is used with different prepositions and adverbs. Like make way means to make progress. He was starting to make his way in the world, means that he was progressing in the world. Make after, to chase, to follow somebody. I made after him. Make for means to move towards something. He picked up his umbrella and made for the door. Make off means to form an opinion about something or someone. What do you make of this new guy? Make off, to escape, to run away. The men made off as the police arrived. Make out means to manage, to get along. The sentence is, oh, you are on a TV game show. How did you make out? And there is also another meaning of make out, and that is to understand fully. For example, we say that, have you made it out? It means that, have you understood? Makeup, that every girl should know what is makeup. Apply cosmetics. So let's leave as soon as makeup is finished. But again, this, if this is make up for, then it will change its meaning. It means to compensate for something or to replace something. For example, I don't eat breakfast, but I make up for it at lunch. Means that I compensate for it at lunch. Now see this verb put. How put is used in different shades of meanings along with its prepositions and adverbs. Put into means to try something. I put a lot of work into speech. Here you can also notice one more thing, that here this phrasal verbs is separated with this direct object. This put and into, it is separated by this direct object, so this is separable. Put aside, it means to save money, to save something. I try to put a few dollars aside each week just in case I need money in an emergency. Here again you see that this is separable phrasal verb. Put away. Put away means to place out of the way, to clean up. I put the clothes away so as to neaten the room. Put back. Return something to its original place. Here it seems to be used in a literal meaning. He carefully put the vase back on the shelf. Put by. To preserve, to save something. Our family has been putting food by for generations. Again you can see that this is a separable phrasal verb that has been separated by object food. Put down means to pay. We put down $100,000 deposit every month. Again, put in, to place inside. Just put in the key for the ignition and turn it. So let's see this verb break, how it will change its meaning with its different prepositions. Like break away. Break away means to become separated, literally or figuratively. Again, this breakdown has three kind of meanings: breakdown, to fail, to decay, and to digest. Break even means neither gain nor lose money. After an entire night playing, he just broke even. Broke even means that he has not saved anything, not earned anything. Again, break in, to enter a place by force or to elicit meanings. Again, there is also another meaning of this break in. It also means to train, like we have broken in our horses. Again, break into, open or begin to use, and another meaning to enter somewhere by force. Break out. Break out means to spread, and second meaning is to escape. Break up. Break up means to end a relationship. Okay, next see. So here is another very important verb, call, which is often misunderstood and which is often used wrongly. Call back, to visit again. We use all these terms, we use all these phrasal verbs with call in our everyday life. Like call back, like we say that I'll call you back whenever I'm free. It means that I'll call by telephone, or I'll visit you again. So call at means to stop briefly. The bus called at the station. Call off means to cancel or to recall. She decided to call off her regular press conference or her regular meeting. Call for, to need something. They made repeated calls for donations. So it also means to demand for something. Call for also means to demand for something. They made repeated calls for donations. Call forth, to cause, to come into action or existence. He called forth all his courage. Call on, to make a short visit. She's planning to call on Jim today. Call out, to challenge, to fight a duel. He called her out on her lies. So here one thing that you will also notice here, that all these phrasal verbs that are used here, except this first one, these are inseparable. They are not separated by the direct object. So now you must have understood that what is the significance of phrasal verbs, and you must have understood the use of some of the verbs, but you will be learning it by and by, don't worry. Now let's do an activity. You know that I'll speak up these phrasal verbs, and you will just guess their meaning by their context, or you will just guess their meaning by the sentence. And you will not consult any dictionary, you will not consult your siblings or parents, otherwise you will not enjoy this activity. Okay, I'll speak up the sentences and you will guess the meanings, and you will send it to me, and then let's see that who guesses exactly like their meanings. The first one: sorry, I cannot call up your name. So what does it mean? What do you guess? Okay, next: my friend was ill, so I went to ask after him. So remember that you will not take their literal meaning, right? So, you take after your mother too much. What does it mean? Guess it. Next: look out, there is a pitfall ahead. Yes, you will guess it. We should not back out of our promise. Yes. Okay, next, see. This is a very interesting phrasal verb. She takes down each and every word of her teacher's lecture. Oh, I think इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं कि वो अपनी टीचर के लेक्चर जो हैं वो एक कान से सुन के दूसरे कान से निकाल देती है. Oh no, that was just a joke. You will guess it. You will not take it literal. Okay, don't give up. You should carry on your struggle. So here two phrasal verbs have been used in this sentence, and you will guess the meaning of each one. Again, I'll speak it up. I'll act it. I can't put up with you anymore. Okay, let's see, you can guess it or not. Okay, and the students, one more thing that I want to tell you, that you can also do this activity with your siblings and even with your parents, and don't forget to tell them that they will also not consult any dictionary, otherwise they will also not enjoy this activity. So students, you know that throughout the next academic year in your class 10th, you will be doing phrasal verbs in alphabetical order, and in this first step you will do these phrasal verbs you will use in your own sentences. I'll tell you their meanings. You will write down into your neat copies, and just take care that you will use them so as to make their meanings clear. You will not take their literal meaning. See this first. Abide by means to follow. Agree with means to agree with the person. Agree to means to agree to an opinion or proposal, not to a person. Okay, next. Aware of means to have knowledge. Accuse of means to be blamed of. Abstain from means to stop oneself from doing. Act upon means to comply with. Adapt at means to be expert. So I hope that you must have enjoyed today's lecture, and so to conclude, we can say that phrasal verbs are like precious gems or jewels that can be used to make our language expression more impressive and more polished. I hope that you must have followed me. Thank you and take care.